systems go. Clear for liftoff. What is going on, Ship It Nation YouTube station? We are back with another edition of the MLB show. I got my boy Matt in here with me on Friday. We got 13 games to break it all down. My boy Matt and I were catching up pre-show. Hey, you got to be patient. You got to wait. There was no bathroom breaks, nothing like that. We were talking some old school nostalgia, WWE, get the F out, all the good things. Let's say hello to some people in the chat before we get going. We got Greg, first one in here. Chris is in here. Philly, as always, Winslot, Gangrene, Adam Till, Warren, Nicholas. Who else we got? Hebrew Cheetah, my man, is in here. He's at the game tonight. Ricky Rose, what's going on, Ricky? Taco Todd, as always. Jake Swells. Taco Todd's going to play some of them Marlins, I bet, tonight. Always trying to find him a sleeper. He was doing good last Sunday. But, Matt, I'll bring you in. How was your week? Got 13 games to break down tonight.
Yeah, man, good week. Happy to be on here talking some ball with you. Massive Friday night slate. I love it. A lot of the games start early, too. So should have a pretty good idea of where you stand, like heading into the late stuff, with always the Dodgers looming as the nuke late night hammer. So, yeah, fun slate tonight, no doubt about it.
Yeah, fun slate. Yeah, it's interesting slate, right? Depending on where you – this show is mainly focused on DraftKings. We're going to break all 13 of those games down, but the FanDuel slate does include the 6:40 p.m. Eastern time game, but they cut theirs off at 8:10. So I think theirs is like an 11-game slate. They don't do anything after 8:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just looking at the weather report, it doesn't look like there's any major weather. The most major weather is in Cincinnati. It's about 61%. What I'm looking at, so no major weather news to report. But let me you asked me and I didn't ask you, but are you a draft guy, an NFL draft guy?
Not really. I mean, it's fun. You know, the Browns, it's like the Browns Super Bowl. So being a Cleveland fan, you got to be into it a little bit, but not like overly so. I mean, I pay attention to it, but I'm not like religiously watching it.
Speaking of the Cleveland Browns, my guys, the Titans, they took the Ohio State University Carnell Tate 4th overall, which I thought
a lot of people in Cleveland were upset about that.
Oh, really? They wanted him to go to to Cleveland.
Oh yeah, badly.
Keep him home. Certainly makes sense. We're going to break it down, all 13 games, like we talked about a couple times. Got some pretty good pitchers on the slate. We'll do it like we normally do. We can change it up later if we need to, but let's go 8K and above, really 8,200 and above. We got my boy, he's not singing tonight, but Ed Sheeran on the mound, a.k.a. Emmett Sheehan, 8,200 all the way up to Libby Dunn's boyfriend, Paul Skeens, Skeet. Break this section down for me, Matt. Paul Skeens down to Emmett Sheehan.
Yeah, so I think Skeens is the best overall pitcher on the slate. I don't think he's the best option as far as DFS goes because of his price tag, and then Freddie Peralta's 8,600. I think those are your top two guys. Peralta, the clear number one in my eyes, projects the best. Really clean matchup. You get this Rockies team on the road. He's better than an $8,600 pitcher. He's my favorite pitcher on the slate tonight, no doubt. 8,600 Peralta. I'll be playing a bunch of him. Skeens himself, I don't know. I don't love picking on the Brewers, especially with someone so expensive that's also going to be owned. But I don't think his ownership is like high enough to where I don't want to play him for that. I just think he's a good play, like not a must for me. I think Peralta's the better option. But we know Skeens in any matchup is, has upside for days and is certainly, like I said, the best pitcher on this slate. After that, there's a bunch of good options. So yeah, Peralta. Sorry, for some reason I had FanDuel's price tags up.
I was
Skeens
he is 86 on
yeah.
FanDuel. Yeah.
Peralta is 88 on DraftKings and
Correct.
Skeens is 10K. So price tags are a little bit closer. I still think Peralta's the SP1, but Skeens is also going to be really highly owned with Peralta. I think that's your chalk combo. Makes sense to me. I mean, I mentioned about Peralta, basically the same play on DK and FanDuel. Skeens a little bit on DK. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you, right? We get the Rockies out of Coors Field, first game out of Coors Field. We always like to attack fastball Freddie. All of our Milwaukee Brewer fans can remember him from those days. But yeah, I mean, he's got the nut matchup, has a great ballpark behind him as well, which really limits home runs. So I think Freddie's up there for sure. Skeens is another one, like you alluded to, probably better on DK. I think you said that as well, just because he's 10K, he's 10-6 over on FanDuel. He's the best. Yeah, I'll call him pure pitcher on the slate. And then Sandy Alcantara. I like Sandy Alcantara at $9,200. Coming off back-to-back. I wouldn't even call them subpar performances. He didn't even score 1 point, literally 1 point. But he gets the Giants tonight. I love having pitchers in that ballpark. Like you alluded to earlier, is you're going to know kind of where you stand if you do play Sandy Alcantara. If he, for whatever reason, he becomes chalk, you can pivot off of him. But he will be on that late night tip out there in San Francisco. So give me some Sandy Alcantara at $9,200. I like him as well.
I'm a Sandy fan in general, but man, 9,200 for a guy striking out 16% of hitters is a tough ask nowadays. I get it because he's a good pitcher. Good pitching ballpark. He's just expensive for who he is right now. You always get like the complete game shutout looming with him. So I get the play. He's like on the short list for me, but not my favorite option. A guy I do like here is George Kirby, 9,500. I like this matchup against Seattle or against St. Louis, excuse me. We always like these Mariners pitchers better at home, but I'm fine with him here. Not getting a ton of ownership. Doesn't strike out a ton of guys, but he's been really good to start the season. I like the matchup. I like the ownership, just kind of as a contrarian play off of Skeens. You got Woodruff, Eovaldi, Gavin Williams, Rasmussen, who earlier on we had at the top of our pitcher rankings today, Taj Bradley. There are good options all over the board here that you can spend up on. There isn't much in the way of cheap options tonight.
Yeah, not a lot of cheap options. If you had to rank, let's just rank the top three, I guess, up here. Just pure DFS raw points. Are you going Peralta over Skeens?
Yep.
So you got Peralta 1, I'm assuming. Do you have Skeens at 2?
Yeah, I got Skeens too.
And then who would be 3? Kirby?
Yeah, Kirby's 3 for me, but it's pretty jumbled. Like, honestly, after Peralta for me, it's Skeens, but I don't. It's like Peralta, big gap, then Skeens, then everyone else. With Skeens just at the top of that list of everyone else is how I see it personally.
All right, good deal. Let's say hello to some people. So that my guy Newens is in here. Newens, I missed you last Friday. I didn't see you last Friday. Didn't know where you were. Jake's in here. Colin's in here as always. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe for us. It does this. It helps us out a ton over here. All right, Matt, let's move down. Oh, I saw some Eovaldi love in the chat, 8,500. We didn't mention him, or at least I didn't hear you mention him. Any love for Eovaldi at 8,500 at home, getting this Athletics team?
Yeah, I threw him in there, and he's definitely in play. He just carved up this lineup in Sacramento when they faced each other, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, recently. He's very affordable for who he is. He's on that short list for sure. I like Eovaldi here. Kind of surprised he's not going to be higher owned.
Yeah. All right, let's move down. Let's move down 7,800 all the way down. I mean, we got 26 pitchers on the slate. Couple of projected long relievers in there that are normally starters. But let's go, Jamison Taillon, $7,800. I don't think you're going to have any interest in any of these projected openers that aren't going to pitch much. But any love for those 4K guys? all the way up to Jameson Taillon at $7,800.
I got nothing here. I got no one I'm even interested in talking about, to be honest. Like,
Wow.
no one. Yeah, I know. Usually, I guess the guy, if I were to play someone down here, would be Kikuchi.
That's what I was
He's
thinking
so
too.
cheap. He's so cheap for like he's a stretched out starter. Certainly in past years, he's been much more expensive than this. He's one of the most like up and down DFS pitchers I can ever remember, where sometimes he's like 8,500 and people are playing him. Other times he's 6,400 and people are stacking against him. Just bizarre.
Yeah, I mean this Royals team's obviously been subpar this year. I don't love that park for a pitcher. So Kikuchi, I think, would be on the short list. This may sound crazy to you, but former national great Eric Fetty Wap, $6,500. Not going to start, but should be able to come in the second inning facing this Washington team. I know they have James Wood. I know they have C.J. Abrams. I know they have Luis Garcia. But Fetty hasn't been he hadn't been great by any stretch, but he hasn't been terrible either. I think if he could get you 15, maybe 20, I don't hate it at $6,500. But I'm with you. Outside of that, I mean, you're grabbing at straws. Grant Holmes would be fine, but he's playing the Phillies, and no thank you there. But I kind of agree with you. But it's a top heavy pitching slate for sure.
Yeah, just the way it's priced too. Like just a lot of guys in that like 8 to 10K range. So
yeah,
it's kind of what we're dealing with tonight.
Yeah, so I'm not going to ask you to rank them because we don't like anybody really at $7,800 and below. We already talked about the top three that we like up top. I think where we differ the most is going to be I like Sandy a little bit more than maybe you do. Anything else to add on pitching, or do you want to move to hitting?
No, let's move on to hitting. Yeah, I got nothing else.
We'll go game by game. We'll go get through these 13 games. We're not going to talk about the Tigers and the Reds. Like we said, that one is on the FanDuel slate. If you're interested in that, you can head on over to our site where we got you covered over there. First game up on the slate is going to be the Red Sox taking on the Orioles. Brian Bello taking on Brandon Young. Camden Yards were right-handers, just cannot hit home runs, it feels like. But any love for anybody in this Red Sox game at the Orioles?
Yeah, I definitely have some love in the Red Sox here, actually. They're in a good spot here against Brandon Young. Finally, Coors isn't on the slate, so we're kind of back to dealing with a bunch of good offenses. I don't think there's any team that like really stands out. The Yankees would probably be the closest to that, but even them, like McCullers isn't a gas can. He's just volatile. So we'll get to them in a bit, but yeah, Brandon Young, certainly unproven. Boston has not been good to start the season, but I'm still a believer in this lineup. They're going to be low owned. I could get on board with the Red Sox here. They're not my favorite stack on the board, but I think they have upside. And I feel similarly about Baltimore. I like Boston a little bit more, but if you felt differently, I wouldn't argue it. I think they are kind of similar and in a similar spot. I respect Bayo more than Young, but Young is more of an unknown.
Yeah. Bayo, I think he went on a stretch last year where it was like double-digit strikeouts for 2 or 3 games, I feel like. But Jarren Duran as a one-off, batting leadoff, I think is probably my favorite play in this game. I don't think I'm going to get to either one of these stacks. Just looking over at the Orioles, man. No, their lineup at now, or we don't have it as out. But yeah, give me Jarren Duran as a one-off, Matt. I think that's about the extent of it for me.
I like Rafaela a lot in the 2-hole.
Rafaela, okay. He's cheap too. Wow, he's super cheap on DK. Yoshida's cheap as well. So they are cheap if you wanted to stack, 2 big boy pitchers. We'll see what else we can uncover. Once again, we got 26 teams to choose from. Moving on to the next game, and I can't wait to talk about this one, Matt, because I think we agree where not a lot of other people do. I'm going to refresh this, but we got the confirmed lineups out now. We got your Cleveland Guardians taking on the ghost of Max Scherzer in Toronto, in the Skydome, taking on this Blue Jays team. Talk to me about this Guardians team. My boy Daniel Schneemann batting leadoff. I love it, Matt. Talk me into this guard. You don't need to talk me into this. Talk everybody else in this Guardians team because they're going to be low owned and they're going to hit some bombs tonight.
Yeah, I mean Max Scherzer, one of the best pitchers of the generation. just an elite arm, top of the end rotation guy, top 5, top 3, best pitcher in baseball for many years. He's just not that guy anymore. Isn't good against anyone really, especially against lefties. We've known he struggled with power against lefties for a while. This Cleveland lineup, man, Schneemann leading off,
8 lefties.
DeLauder, 8 lefties here. You got J-Ram, obviously. So the lineup is very affordable outside him, and he's a suspended option for a reason. I like this lineup as a stack. And for some reason, they're falling through the cracks. I don't really get it, but I also don't think they look like that much better than the Red Sox or some other teams we'll talk about. So I get it in that sense, but it sounds like you have them at the top of your list, and I don't have any arguments with that.
Number one on my list. Absolutely. The projected lineup was nowhere near as good as what I thought it was going to be. Had Schneemann down there, I think batting 5th or 6th. But yeah, that 1 through 4, I love that. Obviously, you got Rhys Hoskins in there. I don't hate Bo Naylor down there. I love stacking my catcher on my 5-man. So I think it's wheels up on this Guardians team tonight. Full 5-man. My favorite stack. Blue Jays pen is also not very good. When they get down like 10-2, they're not going to bring in a good reliever either. So yeah, I love this Guardians team. My favorite stack on the board. And then on the flip side, I don't know if you want to talk about the Blue Jays, if you have any love for them. I do not have any love for the Blue Jays tonight.
Nah, not really. I think the best way to play them is just not playing Gavin Williams. I don't really want to stack them here. I've seen crazier things happen. I wouldn't X them out if I were playing 150, but I probably won't personally stack them.
Yeah, no, for sure. 150, I mean, yeah, they're both in play, but single entry, three entry, I don't think either one of us love those Blue Jays. Moving on to the next game, we got your boy from yesterday, Mickey Moniak, double dong himself, batting leadoff again, taking on this Mets team. No Francisco Lindor. The wrong Francisco is batting in the 3-hole tonight. That's Alvarez, not Lindor. I don't think we're going to have any Rockies love, but any love for these Mets missing one of the key cogs in the machine.
Yeah, so I like Peralta a lot, so I don't really like the Rockies. I guess his leverage off of Peralta makes sense in GPPs. I wouldn't argue it. I do like the Mets, though. Lorenzen stinks. The Mets look to be starting to get going, maybe. I don't know. No Lindor, no Luis Robert either here. I'm not excited about it, but I think they're in play.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, that's a pretty bad lineup. I mean, Bo Bichette's not any good. It would Francisco Alvarez, although I don't normally like him batting 3rd. I think he's in a great spot tonight. I like Alvarez as a one-off. And then your boy, batting 9th, 2K flat on both sites. Ronnie Mauricio can steal bags. I like me some Ronnie Mauricio down there. Keep that name in mind, Matt. Ronnie Mauricio batting 9th's a great play. And if my boy Taco Todd is out there, the Rockies are a stack that Taco Todd would love to take on chalky Freddie Peralta, where you got guys like Moniak, former Tennessee great Hunter Goodman who can go yard. TJ Rumfeld's been decent, all right. Eric Karros Jr. batting in the 6-hole. So yeah, don't hate this Rockies team if you were just trying to get contrarian, especially in 150. But yeah, they're not for me either. Moving on to the next game, I keep hearing or seeing some Taj revenge game narratives going back into Tampa Bay. What is it? The Trop. So Taj Bradley taking on his former mates. Twins at the Rays. Pretty low total, under 8, and it's a pretty close game. So talk to me about this game. We didn't talk about either one of these pitchers that much. So do you have any love for these offenses?
Not really. I was surprised to see Drew Rasmussen at the top of the pitcher rankings.
Who?
On Ship It. I know, Drew Rasmussen. I know.
He's number 1 in our pitcher rankings.
Now he's number 3, but Taj Bradley's number 1. So,
ooh.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah,
I don't like him as much as we do, apparently. But I think Taj is in play, striking out 29% of hitters so far this season. We know he's got upside. I don't know. I don't feel great about it at this price tag, but he's not going to get a ton of ownership. So I think in tournaments, he is a high upside arm that has, tournament winning upside. So in that sense, I think he looks good.
Are you talking about Taj or Drew? Sorry,
I'm talking about I'm talking about Taj.
Yeah.
I struggle
10K
even.
on FanDuel. That's just ridiculous for Taj Bradley.
Yeah.
Isn't
Honestly,
it?
yeah, I think both of these pitchers might look a little bit better than I first thought. Yeah, I knew Rasmussen, the pitch count is a little bit in question, but
Yeah,
he
you
has
can't.
been good. He's been good though to start the season.
But you got Taj. He's thrown 100 pitches in 5 straight games, so he's a workhorse. I'm not super big into like revenge games and all that stuff, but I do think you get some sort of like extra motivation and juice facing your former mates. I mean, I'm not saying he's a must
That
play
might
just
not
because
be good for him.
might be or might not be.
That might not be a good thing for Taj, who
Why?
you never know. Like, I'm just saying, I don't disagree with you that, like, always, guy going back to his old stomping ground is going to have extra pep in his step. Like, as a pitcher, that might not be the best thing in the world for a guy that already has problems walking guys, has had trot problems in the past with blow up innings and stuff. Like, I could see it working both ways. I could see him being dialed in and having a really good outing. I could also see him getting in his own way a little bit, which again, he's been known to do in the past.
Yeah, this is a good point. Like if and you'll never know, but if I knew that Rasmussen with his strikeout capabilities was going to get 80 pitches, I would say, yeah, fire him up. But there's a reason why he's $700 less dollars than Taj. He's going to throw about 20 less pitches. The Twins do strike out a ton. So yeah, they struck out I think 8 times in the first 3 innings against that McLean kid the other day for the Mets. So yeah, I think it's more for me, and I think you as well. It's more pitchers here than bats. I don't love either one of these stacks nor bats. Moving on to the next game, we have another rivalry taking place. We got the Braves been scorching hot, taking on the Phillies, who have been doing anything but scorching hot. But we know they have some weapons in Trey Turner, Schwarber, Harper. I mean, the list goes on and on. So do you have any interest in this Phillies team taking on the Braves and Grant Holmes? We didn't talk about either one of these pitchers, so interested to see if you like either one of these stacks or one-offs.
Yeah, I think both stacks look good here. Atlanta approaching like the great territory with just how well they've started the season, their price tags. Michael Harris, red hot right now, hitting 5th today, 3,200 on DraftKings still. Yeah, there's a lot of good outfield plays, but he looks like one of the better ones.
I don't love Ozzy Albies batting cleanup, though. That kind of scares me. He's not a cleanup hitter.
No, but I mean, he is tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
yes, he is tonight.
It doesn't scare me. Like, I agree, he's not like he shouldn't be their cleanup hitter forever. But if I'm stacking Atlanta, I'm not afraid to use him here. And Philly, go ahead.
As I say, are you worried that Ronald Acuna Jr. sucks now?
Tough scene for sure. But he's been really unlucky to start the season, and his price is low.
It's super low.
I feel like I wish he were running more, but he hasn't been really getting on base to run more. So I don't know. I'm willing to still play him here. Too cheap, 5,300. You look at guys around him, he's better than most of those guys. So, yeah.
Gosh, it's been a tough road to hoe for him. And hey, sorry, real quick before you go over there. And I didn't see this, but Michael Harris Jr., it looks like he left yesterday's game early, something to monitor. But he is starting night batting 5th, which he normally doesn't bat 5th either. So he's up in the lineup as well. So they're moving him and Albies up. Sorry, go ahead. I know you were going over to the Phillies.
Yeah, no, who's out of the lineup today? Is it Baldwin?
No, Baldwin's in there. Who would be? Well, they just moved Austin Riley down.
Riley's 6. Yeah, he's 6 today. So that makes sense. Yeah, Philly, a little bit tougher to have confidence in Philly right now. But to your point, like, we know how good this lineup is and will be. They're kind of they're affordable too. Trey Turner, 4,700. Schwarber, under 6K. Harper, 4,700. Adolis, 3,100. Yeah. I don't think there's anything about them that makes them like stand out as the top stack on the board, but I think they have the upside to be that, and they're priced really affordably for who they are, like in what we'll see probably in a month and a half from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you if you're looking at our stone, a proprietary stone that we have over here, Trey Turner, 2,900 on FanDuel, that's dirt cheap. But you look at Bryce Harper, $4,700. Obviously, first base is always a popular position. But if you look at him, and I'll say a limited sample size, 23 at bats, he's just been absolutely on fire on the road against right-handed pitching. I think he's an elite one-off. Then I also think Kyle Schwarber, he's going to strike out a ton, but he has major home run upside tonight. So give me some Kyle Schwarber to go yard tonight. He's one of my home run calls of the night. Not that that's going off on a limb or anything, but I'll definitely like Kyle Schwarber to go deep tonight in this contest. Moving on to the next game, my second favorite stack on this slate is going to be the Angels taking on the Royals. I'm gonna let you talk about the offenses, then I'll come in and tell you which one is my favorite stack. But you got Kikuchi taking on Noah Cameron, and I like one of these stacks better than the other. So talk to me about this one.
Yeah, I mean, I know you obviously like the Angels more than the Royals. I get it. I know you. So it makes sense. I mean, both stacks look good, honestly. Like, both pitchers have not been very good. Kikuchi has more pedigree than Cameron, but we also know Kikuchi, when he's not on, like, gets hit hard. So, yeah, honestly, both sides of this game. I don't really have a strong preference. The field, I don't know. Do you think the field leans Angels with you? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at our stuff, they're not going to get any ownership, right? A little bit more on FanDuel. Is that what you're seeing as well across the industry? I mean, I'm looking at our stuff, but
the Royals are so cheap.
Royals are cheap, and I love it that my boy Vinny P. I know it's lefty, but thank goodness he's sitting this one out at least to start the game. Lane Thomas is a great price, like $2,000 for Lane Thomas batting cleanup. We've seen him in the past. A former Guardian great and national great Lane Thomas in there. So what were you going to say?
Lane Thomas stinks, but yeah, he did homer off Scooble a couple.
Wait a minute, time out. So you're going to tell me Lane Thomas stinks, but you're going to tout Tolu Smith. They're both.
Oh God. Oh God. Well, I'll say this.
You won't play Lane Thomas at 2K.
Here we go. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say anything of the sort. If I were stacking Kansas City, I would definitely be playing some Lane Thomas. But he does stink. He's not good. Stink.
That's why he's 2K.
I got new ones on my side here. You're moving the goalposts.
Newens is always anti him. I don't think he and I have ever agreed on anything. So
I now know why. So yeah, no, I never said anything of the sort that I wouldn't play him. He does stink. Tolu Smith also stinks. But he's a good DFS play at 3K when Jalen Duren's out. I'll take that to the grave.
Lane Thomas batting clean up, and he was. That is pretty funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's really yes. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Aaron Smith. Love him touting Thomas at fourth after banging on Albies batting fourth. Come on, Ham. That's just crazy talk. Lane Thomas. I clearly hit a nerve with Lane Thomas. That's your man. You love you some Lane Thomas.
$2,000. He's $2,000. I'm going to play him.
Currently in play in the Royal stack. So do you like KC more than the Angels here?
No, heck no. Zach Neto and Joe Adele, two of the best bats on the slate, in my opinion.
They moved the fences in here, too. There should be offense in this park this year.
Coors Field 2.0. I mean, you got Neto and Adele batting 1-3. Then obviously you got Trout second. Another former Royal great, Jorge Soler too. Revenge game, all you revenge folks out there. So yeah, there it is. Second favorite stack on the board. It's going to be the Angels. Ooh, my little Guardians 5-man, Angels 3-man right there. See if I can squeeze that in. But yeah, I love them. And then how the heck do you have 3 catchers on your roster? That's pretty impressive in your lineup. But I don't like
they got Perez, Jensen, and Diaz in.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the thing with these Royals though is that they're going to pinch hit. All these dudes like the Lane Thomases of the world. They're only going to get 2, maybe 3 at bats before they bring them out with when a righty comes in. So yeah, I'm all over the Angels. Don't really like the Royals.
I get it.
Oh man, that was good stuff. Hold on, let's see if play them both for a ham and egg lineup. Is my cam frozen to you?
No.
I think when you start touting Lane Thomas, they automatically freeze you here on this stream. Yeah. Moving on to the next slate, we got Paul Skeens taking on the Brewers in a good old-fashioned Newlands NL Central battle. O'Neill Cruz, goodness gracious, he's been mashing baseballs. He's either going to hit it over a wall or he's going to strike out. One of the two, no in between. Pretty good pitching matchup. Any love for any of these bats in here? It's more one-offs for me, if anything. I don't love either offense.
Yeah, same. I think Milwaukee is pesky enough where I don't really love Skeens, but that doesn't mean I want to stack them. Pittsburgh against Woodruff. I respect Woodruff enough. I would stack Pittsburgh before Milwaukee here, but I'm not going out of my way to do so. These are just like 150 type stacks. You talked about like the Blue Jays earlier. I would put these teams in line with Toronto, and actually like Toronto a little bit more than them. So yeah.
What about the Twins or Rays versus these two teams?
I think I like the Twins and the Rays more.
Yeah,
both offenses aren't as good, but like I don't know. Like, give me a matchup against Taz Bradley over Brandon Woodruff for Paul Skeens.
Yeah, I'm with you there. With so many offenses and pitchers, like there's no sense, in my opinion, on picking on the Brewers. Just don't need, or I'm picking on Skeens with the Brewers, and vice versa with the Pirates against Woodruff. Yeah, in lockstep there. Moving on to the next game. I mean, this is a pretty high total, almost a 10-run total. The Nationals, James Wood, he is definitely always up to no good. He mashes baseballs, taking on Fetty Wap, who should be a long reliever in this one. The White Sox, coming off another team that's just been mashing baseballs as well. I actually like this game. I'm going to tell you why here in a minute, but I'm going to let you go first. Nationals at the White Sox.
Yeah, I think this game might end up being one of the more popular games on the slate. And it makes sense. You got good hitting weather here. 2 bad bullpens. Starting pitchers that aren't even starting because they're starting a guy as an opener over them. Miles Nicholas, Eric Fetty. 2 offenses that have been good to start the season. Washington's been really good. The White Sox have been really good with upside, especially recently. You got value bats in both lineups. Everson Pereira leading off for Chicago. Washington has crushed right-handed pitching all year. I couldn't fault anyone that had like these 2 teams as their 2 top stacks on the board. I think they're both wildly in play.
Yeah, real quick. Colin said it best. Hit the like button for us. It helps us out a ton. Got about almost 250 of you watching in here. Hit that like for us. Hit that subscribes. It helps us out a ton. Yeah, I mean, I said earlier I don't hate Eric Fetty on DraftKings. He's DraftKings only for me if I were to play him. But if you're not, I mean, James Wood, I mean, goodness gracious, that guy's been really good. I like Luis Garcia in this one as well, so I don't hate that little 1-2 combo. And on the other side, this lineup is out. Colson Montgomery was my favorite, and then Miguel Vargas was my second favorite. Love both of those guys batting 4 or 5. Hopefully they can get to Michaelis. Hopefully those first 3 guys strike out, and then Michaelis comes in the second. We go back-to-back. I think the White Sox went back-to-back the other day against the D-backs. They were just spraying the ball all over the yard there in the desert. But, yeah, this game could pop off potentially. Moving on to the next game. I'm going to refresh this because I did see that the A's lineup came out. We got the A's taking on the Rangers. Nathan Eovaldi, we talked a little bit about against Luis Severino. Didn't mention him at all. So wondering if you have any interest in any of these Rangers bats.
Severino has been better since he signed with the A's on the road. So we'll give him that. That said, I have more interest in the Rangers than I do himself. So, yeah, the Rangers have been good lately. Seager homered yesterday. Josh Young revival this year. I kind of like this Rangers lineup. And on slates where they're not going to be owned, like tonight, I can get on board with stacking them. They fall in line with like the Red Sox for me. Bunch of good stacks tonight. They're another one of them.
Yeah, we do a thing over here, Matt, that every Friday night we talk about my boy Jock Jams, Jock Pedersen, who is just absolutely washed. Any night he hits a home, or anytime he hits a home run on Friday night, I'm giving away a 121 ticket on the next show. So keep me honest on that. We'll be on here every Friday. Jock Pedersen, trash. He is batting second tonight, which is a little scary. He's going to get another at bat, but man, he's so bad. Hey, real quick, talking value stacks, Nationals and the White Sox versus the Royals. How would you rank those three?
Royals last.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Especially with them having 3 catchers. Like, that just – I might be out on them just because of that, how gross that is. Probably the Nationals 1, White Sox 2, Royals 3.
Okay. All right, interesting there. Yeah, nothing else. I jumped back. Nothing else to add on those Athletics and those Rangers. Moving on to the next game, and I know you want to talk about this when we got the Yankees out of the Bronx, heading into Houston, taking on Lance McCullers and Yordan Alvarez and crew. Should be a good real-life game. We got the Yankees with Will Warren on the bump, taking on the Astros. Talk me through this one.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even have that much to say on this game. I do think the Yankees are the top stack on the board because the Yankees have, outside of the Dodgers, and the Yankees are in a better upside spot tonight. Those are the 2 best offenses for DFS purposes. You get the Yankees guaranteed 9 at-bats. McCullers, who has been pretty hit or miss. Like, I don't think they stand out like a team in cores or anything like that, but I do think they're the top stack on the board. They'll be owned as such, far from a must-play in tournaments, but their upside is probably second to none tonight. I also think Houston's a little bit sneaky against Will Warren. Altuve is like 0 for his last 800, but I have a feeling when he's due. He's due, exactly. Alvarez obviously having a monster season, coming off a big week. I think Houston more mini stacks probably. But then both these pitchers also in play. That's why I don't really have a hard stand on this game. I think it's a true 4-sider where you could talk me into the Astros against Warren. You could talk me into Warren against the Astros and then vice versa. The Yankees obviously against McCullers. And then McCullers himself is only 6,800. So if you were like, bargain hunting down there, he's a guy that stands out a little bit. I don't like him and I'm not going to play him, but he does stand out at 6,800. So I think you could play any 4 sides of this game. With that said, I don't love any of them. So I don't know how much of this game I'm personally going to play.
Breaking news from Andrew Martinez. Michael Harris has been scratched. Interesting. So he's not going to make it. So now we got the best cleanup hitter in the world, Ozzie Albies, with Austin Riley. That's protection behind him. Hey, I do want to address something that Philly asked. Philly, I would say, yes, Colorado is the best leverage stack amongst those 3, but I don't think you need it tonight. Not with 26 teams to choose from. I think you're just getting too cute there going with the Rockies. But to answer your question, yes, Colorado for me is better leverage than the Brewers or the Pirates. I don't know if you want to address that at all or not, but that's just the way I see it.
From a pure leverage standpoint, Colorado's the better stack.
Yeah. And then there was one other. Jock Jams is 5 of 11 in his career versus Severino, so maybe that's why he's batting second tonight. I could be
he batted second yesterday too.
Oh, did he? Okay,
but he got pinch hit for later in the game. So
and I'd be willing to bet he didn't hit a ball out of the infield grass. So good for him. Anyway, moving on to the next game. Another game that I really like tonight is the Mariners taking on this Cardinals team. I don't like this part, man. I think this is a bad part to stack for whatever reason. Don't have any data to back that up. But Mariners at the Cardinals. I don't think we want to attack George Kirby. So you know who I'm going to like here. Some guy named Andre Palante on the bump tonight. Talk to me through this one. Mariners at the Cardinals. Not on the FanDuel slate, as you can see there.
Yeah, Palante doesn't miss bats. And I'm with you. This park doesn't stand out, but it is a better park than Seattle usually plays in.
That is
They're
correct.
cheap. They're cheap also. Seattle looks good to me here. They're so cheap. I like the matchup. They're on the road. I like Kirby. They're another one of these stacks I like. I think you can legit make a case for 8 to 10 stacks at the top of the list tonight. And Seattle's another one that I like quite a bit. 1 through 9, I think you can go here. I have no issues picking on Payante ever tonight. There's no exception.
Payante, not Palante. I don't even know his name.
Palante, I don't even know. Palante, Payante. It is Jock. If you're talking about names, it is Jock Peterson. So
it's not Pedersen?
No, it's Peterson. So
okay.
Yeah. I wasn't going to shout it out, but since you wanted to,
it's okay.
Go, talk about, I don't know if it's Palante, Payante. I say Payante. So maybe I'm off there. Either way, he's a pitcher I like to stack against.
Colin, if Jock Jams goes deep twice, come back next week, man. I got you. I'm gonna hook you up with something if he does that. Cal Raleigh. Once again, not that it's earth-shattering news, but I think he's going to go yard tonight as well. And then one of my favorite plays, kind of my Mauricio play for the Mets, Dominic Canzone, 3,000 batting 7th. I think he's a great play tonight.
Oh yeah,
batting 7th.
Cleveland kid.
Oh really? Nice.
Oh yeah. Him and Rayleigh.
Oh, Rayleigh's a Cleveland kid. All right, just go all the lefties tonight, and then take on Andrew Palante or whatever we want to call him, and then you're shipping. All right, Moving on to the next game. We got the Cubs at the Dodgers. This is a really good real life game, in my opinion. Possible World Series preview. I think the Cubs need more pitching, but we got boots on the ground. Our guy Hebrew Cheetah Rio is at this game. It sounds like eating him a Dodger dog right now with some mustard, ketchup, relish on that thing. Enjoy your time, Rio. But we got the Cubs taking on Emmett Sheehan, Jamison Taillon taking on this vaunted Dodgers team. Freddie Freeman, I believe, should be back. I think he had a kid or something, said he should be back. Max Muncy's been hitting about a home run a day, it feels like. Talk to me about this game, Cubs at the Dodgers.
Yeah, Freeman's back. The Dodgers, they're going to be a top 5 stack on every slate they're on unless they're facing like an absolute elite pitcher, and they're not tonight. Taillon is fine, but he's not an ace. The Dodgers are amazing, so they're going to be a really good stack. They're expensive enough where they're not going to be really highly owned, and I don't think you have to play them here. They're still kind of priced because of Coors, which they were in before San Francisco. So I like them, don't love them, but if you don't play them, it's always like a fade at your own risk because they can break any slate they're on. The Cubs, pretty neutral. I respect Sheehan. I don't love him in this spot. The Cubs, I think, are a fine stack. It's really the Dodgers or nothing for me here. I don't have a strong take, though. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to stack the Dodgers just because they're so expensive, right? But I mean, Ohtani is going to break every optimal lineup that you put out there just because he projects so well, night in, night out. And yes, that is good to point out. I did say World Series preview. It would be tough for those two to play in the World Series. You are correct, Aaron. But yeah, what's up with PCA? Why is he not any good anymore?
Stinks.
Yeah, why is that? Why is that?
I couldn't tell you, but yeah, he is not. I mean, he's teetering on like I don't even know what he is. Like, we'll see if he can put it together. I think last year was a big mirage, but we'll see. We'll see if he can put it together.
Yeah, we'll see. You got to play, and I don't think the confirmed lineup's out. Just looking at this projected lineup that we have, but Hyun-Sung Kim or Freeland at 28, 3,300. I mean, yeah, you'd have to get in a couple of those. Big Willie at 4,100. Obviously, I think he's gonna be popular just due to price. But yeah, all right, Matt. We've gotten through 12 games. We got one game left on the docket. I don't know if I'll ever stack in Giant Stadium in San Francisco at night, but maybe you will with this vaunted Marlins offense. Marlins taking on my boy Tony Vitello. This Giants team been very underwhelming this year. It's weird seeing Rafael Devers at first base too, but in any event, we got another team with 2 catchers in their lineup tonight, which is annoying. But Marlins with my man Sandy taking on the Giants. Talk to me through this one.
That is really annoying with the Marlins because both Hicks and Ramirez are two guys you'd want to play if you're stacking them. Tough to prioritize the Marlins as a stack in this ballpark, but I feel like when you're playing the Marlins, you're not even doing so usually for home runs. They steal a lot of bags, and they could do that tonight here. So I actually am more in on the Marlins than it sounds like you are. I don't know if I'm personally going to get there because I'm not playing a ton of lineups, but if I were, I'd likely be over the field, especially in mini stacks. Again, they run. Stolen bases hold a lot of weight in DFS, especially on DraftKings. So they're in my pool still. It sucks about the catcher position, but it is what it is. They got other guys I like also. Edwards, Lopez, the outfielders. I think Miami's in play here. San Fran, not so much, but Miami, yes.
Yeah, you're frozen on my screen. I don't know if I'm frozen on yours, but you're frozen on my screen. I wonder if you're frozen on anybody else's as well. Yeah, Marlins probably one of the worst stacks on the slate. They're awful. I don't think they'll be on the winner. So we disagree. We disagree on that. And I love Sandy tonight. I know you don't because of the price, which I get that as well. But man, it's going to get cold there, I'd imagine. So no, thank you there. All right, Matt, that'll do it. That's all 13 games. We got through it in a little bit under an hour. We every Friday night though, I'm gonna quiz you. So let's give the people some home run calls. Do you have? You may not have one. I have one. If you don't, while you look for one, but do you have a home run call of the night?
Yeah, of course I do. Come on, man.
All right, give it to me.
Especially after doing this show, I don't want you to take this personally, but none other than Jock Peterson.
Oh, no, you don't mean that. You don't mean that.
I mean it. I'm sorry, but I mean it.
You mean that. There's no chance that guy's hitting a home run. Zero.
That's so good. Really rich. Albies too. Yeah, we'll go Peterson and Albies.
No, I need you to be serious, man. We're trying to make some money.
Okay. All kidding aside, we are going to go with a guy that is red hot. I think the stack is a little bit sneaky. Leading off, Bo Bichette.
Oh gosh.
Wait, you're just gonna rag on every call I make? I mean,
no. I mean, at least want you to get a guy that can hit it out of the infield.
You're making me laugh. So job well done. I'm not changing. I'm going Bichette.
All right, Bichette. All right, listen. I got you. You say it. I got to bet it. I'm gonna stay lead off too, and I'm gonna do this in honor of you. I got a lot of home run calls. Daniel Schneemann, though, at $2,800 on DraftKings, they're giving you 12 points, 13 points, 14 points out of the gate. He's going yard tonight, lead off with my man Bo Bichette. I had some other ones in there as well. All right, last question I'm going to ask you, plus Lane Thomas, he said. Last question. Give the people, you're building one team tonight. Give me the two pitchers and the two stacks that are on the winner when it's all said and done at midnight tonight.
That's a tough question. I mean,
well, if one of the easy ones, we would make it easy. That's why we're asking you.
All right. Well, for pitcher, we'll go Freddie and we'll go Eovaldi.
Freddie and Eovaldi, and who are the two stacks? You don't have to say 5-man, 3-man. You just give me the two teams.
We will go with Boston and Seattle.
Boston and Seattle with Freddie and Nathan Eovaldi for all the cheese. We're going to track Matt and see how he does next week so I can give him some crap. Appreciate you tuning in. We certainly appreciate it. Each and every one of you, all 250 plus of you. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. My guy Belman has the slate plan up over at Ship It Nation. If you aren't a member over there, head on over there now. You can get in for 5 days at $19 when you enter the promo code SHIP19. We'd love to have you in there in the best Discord in the industry. For my guy Belman, I'm Ham. We'll see you next Friday night. Just ship.